Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto, where we take the markets one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. And we have a shift in market cycle right now, it appears, ladies and gentlemen, on the daily chart. Now, let me take a step back. I did a YouTube Extreme Stream Power Hour edition. At the same time, I normally do the Power Hour, but I had a request to do it live as an Extreme Stream. So we did that. It was great. And I've been watching the markets all day long, and the buying has not stopped. We had a bout of selling come in a little bit during the show, and it was a nothing burger. It was a non-starter. Everything basically ate it up. That type of behavior to me tells me the market is really in a healthy spot. You know, whatever was happening here and all this garbage and coming down with this inverted head and shoulders pattern, all that is likely behind us. Now, that's not to say we don't go back and have a few shakeouts here and there, but the market cycle, like I said at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, may be completely shifting from this bear trend for the past 6 months, in which case Bitcoin Bitcoin's lost a good amount of value here. Keep in mind, we had a nice 350% rally leading to a 52% drop, which is very extreme for Bitcoin. We usually don't see that in normal bullish markets, but this has not been a normal market, and this has actually not been a normal pullback. It's been 180 days, actually more than that. Let me go to the top here. 200 days, been over 200 days. Well, to now, from the low here would be 176 days, but this is not a normal pullback. This is actually, what this is this is another bear market. This is another bear market coming out of a low in an uptrend in a bear market. Now, it appears we're going to be cycling back into another uptrend. So we're likely going higher from here. We're likely done going lower. The 200 daily moving average is coming up here on this little mustard colored line here. So that may act as a little bit of resistance. And like I said, we could end up, having shakeouts. That's going to be normal. But it's likely we found a low down here again at about $6,400 and then bouncing up. We're breaking this declining trend line, which we haven't done again for 6 months. And the action today is extraordinarily bullish. I would not be surprised if we did not see 8,000 again. Honestly, I would not be surprised the way this is going. So we're going to look at most of these coins, and they're running again in a day when everything's on fire. I'm going to do this on the 2-hour chart. I may pop out to the daily from time to time. Bitcoin consolidating in a cup and handle. We had a buy point up here at 8,300. Rocketed through that, and very good volume today. My volume aggregation tool, which tracks buying and selling pressure, having a tremendous amount of buying pressure, very little selling pressure. And the selling pressure you do see has a bottoming candle on it. So not a lot of that going on in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is not even close to the biggest story here today, as I'm sure a lot of you realize. Ethereum definitely has not been our favorite, but over here's from our breakout of this cup and handle with this trend line right here. Breakout right there, exceptional volume stepping in. That is a change of behavior for Ethereum, a coin that really has not had much upside momentum for a very long time, taking out an important trend line and likely changing the trend in Ethereum for maybe another run like this. Now, as you can see here, when we had this prior downtrend in Ethereum, which was very aggressive, this was crazy. This was crazy time. I remember this. When we broke out of this, we go on to form a nice wide little base here type of a cup, and then we go on for another leg. Could be due for something like that. I'm not saying we rocket exactly higher here, but again, changing market cycles. This means that you're looking to buy pullbacks. You're looking to preferably hold for longer swing trades at this moment in time. XRP has not been my favorite for a while. Looks like it may be loosely trying to take out a longer term trend line right there, but hasn't. I don't think it's quite gotten it yet. Yeah, not quite there. So XRP could be maybe doing something. Litecoin already broken its trend line. Even if you consider that your trend line, it's already broken. I consider this the trend line, and lower alert levels there. Volume stepping in today. Again, a change in behavior for Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash extending its lead up today. This one broke out of its trend line a little bit early. Nothing major, but it definitely a little bit early. And rallying back on through. You can see we had a head and shoulders breakdown happen here. And this was our target, which was crazy low. We discussed that was not very viable, but that's the target implied on the chart here. I'm on a log scale, which is why that's very crazy there. So anyway, Bitcoin Cash here reversing very beautifully through the trend line, and really very limited pullbacks, acting very much like a Bitcoin does when it's in a huge bull rally. Not sure why I'm looking at Tether. EOS breaking a long-term trend line. So you're noticing the trend so far. Trend lines are breaking. Things are shifting. BNB, trend line break. A little more bullish today. An extension. up 10%, a little happier throughout the day here. Nothing, crazy to write home about throughout the day, but up 9%. A lot of coins up more than that, but this one doing pretty good. Obviously, BSV, 138% on my chart right now. It was up 150% earlier towards the top. Our buy point at 118, topping out here at about 450, give or take. Yeah, 457 or so. So that was our earliest buy point on BSV. Keep them up over 200% in just a matter of days on BSV. And we noted yesterday it actually broke out during the power hour yesterday, and none of us bought it because I don't have any money on Bitfinex because I'm a U.S. citizen, and therefore I can't trade on Bitfinex. Thank you very much. But I would have bought this if I could. This was a very tremendous setup. We talked about this and Dash explicitly yesterday. Those were the ones we were most bullish about. Bitcoin Cash a close second, and that's doing super today. So BSV at this stage of the game is highly extended. I would not advise getting involved up here. That being said, we did just break from a very small consolidation, and this market all day long today has had opportunities to pull back, and it has not. Look at the volume stepping into BSV. These red candles are pretty red, and the volume is pretty red, but look at the bottom wicks. Just nothing but bullish price action. And you have it looks like just a normal symmetrical triangle. If you didn't know the percentages, you would think this is just a normal bull flag and just going up. But when you think about where we've been in the past couple of days and where we are today, this is obviously a very big deal. And I think BSV actually could likely go on for much more extended gains. I'm thinking over $1,000 BSV, to be honest with you, with the way this is going right now. If it maintains this type of move, you're going to see another 100% out of BSV. I can definitely see that in the charts. It's reminding me of a very early Bitcoin Cash. If you remember, when Bitcoin Cash first came out, everyone really despised it. Very similar to BSV. There's a lot of similarities between the two. I know a lot of people hate Bitcoin Cash and BSV. That's a topic for another day. But generally right here, Bitcoin Cash, when it came out of the gate, was very much despised. Unfortunately, we can't get a tremendous amount of price data out of Bitcoin Cash due to the fact, BSV overtook Bitcoin Cash? Whoa. Wow. That is crazy. That is very interesting. That is extraordinarily interesting. That's like the flippening of the bees, or whatever you want to call it there. So here's Bitcoin Cash. Remember when it had a massive, look at the price, $3,800 at the top there for USD for Bitcoin Cash. Keep in mind, it broke out from like the $400 level, $300 down here in this trough, and then we actually bought it over here at $600 out of this bull flag, and it went on to have just this really crazy run. No one really thought it was going to go up into the thousands. I forget exactly. Oh, that's the top. So Bitcoin was at 20K right there, but massive rally there for Bitcoin Cash. And then if you look at BSV is actually just starting to break into all-time highs. Right here, just breaking into all-time highs is BSV. So you could see a run in BSV that is easily double. And if this coin market cap flipping, call it the got to find a cool name for this. What would this be called? I don't know, something inning, the cash inning, the cash flipping, something like that. Anyway, if you get, it's funny because both of these are rallying right now, but Bitcoin Cash SV is rallying so much more. It's ridiculous. Anyway, if this continues going, you're going to see this. You're going to see this much higher. And from a market cap perspective, very interesting if it gets up here towards Ethereum. But from a charting perspective alone, could have legs and it could continue. I'm not guaranteeing that, but the action in the chart, the lack of selling pressure so far, this has a lot more room to go as of right now. If in the next couple of days we're not up here over, I would say by tomorrow, if we're not over 580, then this thing probably doesn't have those legs. But if we get over, I'm just using it because it's on the chart here. If we can get over, this 500 level, we can get over these levels and maintain the higher status, or go very sideways, very similar to what we did down here. Very similar to this. If we can go on it from a very tight basing structure, don't discount what BSV can do. Just don't do it. All right, next up, we're going to talk about actually Cardano. A little bit of volume stepping in here out of our 3814 alert level. Very good action there. If that can continue, that can continue. Dash. We've been all over Dash since the doldrums of the inverted head and shoulders pattern. And again, you know, base after base after base, just like BSV, just like Bitcoin Cash. And again, has had opportunities here to sell out and has not. If you want to be aggressive with your stops, you could probably put it underneath right there at about the $78, $79 level and just let it go. That's definitely an option that you have as a trader. Entries right now, I think, I'm not sure if they would be wise. You can see the volume has really dried up. And for such an aggressive move, to hold very tightly even after an aggressive selling move like this, to hold this tight is really phenomenal. I would assume Dash is going to get up and going. There's a big green trend line right there. And that is the all-time trend line since the high for Dash. A break of that would be just phenomenal. And again, we may be on a cusp of a big market shift here. Huge market shift, going back into a bull market. Probably not a choppy market the way some of these coins are acting, but and then Link getting back bullish again, breaking its long-term trend line right there a few days ago actually, and today breaking out of a little cup pattern, not as bullish as most of them. And then Ethereum Classic, the last one we're going to talk about here. Ethereum Classic really getting going. It's been bullish for a long time, and we've been on top of this one as well. We've had other alerts over here, but above the 200 daily moving average right there, you can see a couple of trend lines broken right there for Ethereum Classic. And this, tons of volume as well. The whole market right now is going through a change in behavior. If we stall here and fail, I'd be extremely surprised. The action is indicative of bottoming and reversals, and like I said, market cycle changes. Market cycle changes doesn't mean that, you know, Bitcoin's going to go straight to 20,000. Bitcoin itself has a few hurdles ahead of it. It's got a lot of price action. We're not even above 10K yet. It's a laggard. They're really picking up these alts, which have been utterly decimated. Keep in mind the altcoins. I mean, just go back to that BSV or that Bitcoin Cash chart. Pick an altcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Pick an altcoin. These have, if you're looking for value, it's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not value right now. Value is Bitcoin Cash. Value is Dash, which, you know, started the run. Dash started the run. Dash was, you know, we were looking at Dash every day, and it was so beaten up. I wouldn't touch it for anything. You know, from 1.5K at the, I mean, you can argue this thing was stable around 750-ish, you know, well above that, well below that. But to be down here, sub $100, Dash is not a horrible coin by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I haven't heard anything necessarily bad about their network, no problems. I mean, Dash is basically an OG coin, and the OG coins are coming back right now. You're seeing Litecoin coming back as well. Wherever the hell that ended up. Oh, there you go. Litecoin, also very beaten up. So Bitcoin not very beaten up compared to the rest of these. So they're going for the value right now. And then when they're done with the value, they'll probably take it back to Bitcoin and start to run Bitcoin. So you're going to see some market, you're going to see things shift here. And we'll cover that, those shifts in the power hour. So again, you can see Litecoin all the way back down. Remember the huge pump we had over here? That was such a massive pump in Litecoin. I don't know if you guys remember how massive it was. 550% for Litecoin. And we're going to do it again. Well, not quite all 550%. We have a higher low here. But again, cycles appear to be shifting. It's like 80%, 80, 90% there. We're pretty much there. This action today is so insane that it's not going to turn around. It probably won't even give you a good entry, to be honest with you. If you don't have positions right now, you're probably likely to be left behind. It's just the way that it is. I'm not saying you FOMO in right now, quite the opposite of that. These are areas where you don't FOMO. You get in where you can, you take little positions here and there, but I would not get fully invested at these levels, especially in something like BSV, which if it does have a big retracement, you may panic and just sell, and then it's going to come back. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation of harm, and you may do that if you FOMO in at these levels, but you're going to have to watch the charts closely to try to find entry points, and you are looking for those recent highs, which are, you know, very, very good price percentage gains. So, you know, you're going to have to manage your positions carefully here. So, all right, guys, market cycle changing. I think we're moving bullish. I'm not even sure if we chop around. If we do chop around, wherever we pause is where we're going to chop likely, wherever that is. I don't have levels. What I was thinking about was something like this. Oh, here we go. You know, something like this where we're going to hit an extreme top. And then we're going to chop around out of a downtrend. We chop around for a while. This is a possibility. we do something like this, go into a wider choppy, but the alts weren't around back here, so I'm not quite sure exactly how this is going to play out. It will be interesting, and I'm going to end my videos like I start my videos, one leg at a time, keep the market cycle in mind. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there. Pick your positions carefully, and you still got to have your stop losses in place. I don't think you go stop free under almost any situation. All right, guys, thanks for watching me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.